Ladies and gentlemen, life has a way of knocking us down when we least expect it. It takes away what we cherish, it challenges our spirit, and it dares us to rise again. Some of us lose opportunities, some lose hope, and some lose themselves in the process. But here's what I want to tell you today. 2025 is not the year you stay down. This is the year you rise stronger than ever. There was a time when I too thought my story was over. I questioned, why me? Why this pain? Why this setback? But the truth is, every setback is a setup for the greatest comeback of your life. The struggles you are facing are not the end of your story. They are the beginning of a new chapter, one where you redefine your destiny. You see, the greatest comebacks do not happen when things are easy. They happen when everything falls apart, and yet you choose to stand. They happen when the world says, you can't, and you whisper, watch me. So, if you feel like you've lost time, remember, you are never too late for a fresh start. If you feel like you've lost hope, remind yourself you are stronger than you think. And if you feel like giving up, tell yourself, your comeback story is still being written. 2025 is your year. The year you turn pain into power. The year you refuse to be defined by your past. The year you rise, not despite your struggles, but because of them. The world needs your story. So, get up, keep going. Your greatest comeback is waiting. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. This phrase holds more power than we often realize. Life is unpredictable, and just when we think we have everything figured out, we are thrown into a storm we never saw coming. It could be a failure, a heartbreak, a loss, or an unexpected challenge that shakes the very foundation of our existence. In those moments, it is easy to believe that everything is falling apart, that our dreams are slipping away, and that we have no strength left to fight. But the truth is, every setback we face is not the end of our journey. It is a preparation for something greater. The struggles we endure are not meant to break us, but to mold us into the person we are destined to become. Think about the most successful people in history, the ones who have left a mark on the world. Their stories are not free from failure. In fact, their journeys are filled with moments of defeat, rejection, and adversity. The difference between those who rise and those who stay down is not the absence of failure, but the refusal to let failure define them. They understood that setbacks were not signals to stop, but rather signs that they were being prepared for a greater comeback. When we shift our perspective and see our struggles as stepping stones instead of roadblocks, we unlock the strength to keep moving forward. There are moments in life when we feel as though everything is going against us. Perhaps you have worked tirelessly for a dream, only to see it crumble before your eyes. Perhaps you have poured your heart into a relationship that ended in pain. Or maybe you have faced rejection after rejection, making you question whether you are good enough. In those times, it is tempting to give up, to let the disappointment take over, and to believe that success is not meant for you. But what if, instead of seeing these moments as failures, you saw them as redirections? What if, instead of feeling defeated, you saw them as opportunities for growth? Every great achievement comes after a period of struggle. The pain you are experiencing today is shaping you for the victory that awaits you tomorrow. Resilience is built in the moments when we choose to rise despite the weight of our failures. Strength is forged in the fire of adversity, and character is developed when we refuse to let our circumstances dictate our destiny. It is easy to celebrate success, but true transformation happens in the valley of struggle. That is where you discover who you truly are, where you learn the lessons that no success can teach, and where you cultivate the strength that will carry you forward. The road to a great comeback is never easy. It requires patience, perseverance, and an unwavering belief that your current situation does not define your future. You must be willing to embrace the lessons hidden within the setbacks, to acknowledge the pain but not be consumed by it, and to keep moving even when the road ahead seems unclear. There will be moments of doubt, moments when you feel like giving up, but it is in those moments that you must remind yourself why you started in the first place. Your story is not over. The challenges you face today are simply chapters in the book of your life, preparing you for the most powerful comeback you have ever seen. So when life knocks you down, don't stay there. When you face rejection, don't let it define you. When you feel like you've lost everything, remember that you still have the most important thing, your will to rise. Because every setback is not a punishment but a preparation. And the greatest comebacks are born from the deepest struggles. You are never too late for a fresh start. Life does not come with a set timeline that dictates when success should happen, when happiness should arrive, or when we should achieve our dreams. Yet, so many of us fall into the trap of believing that we have missed our chance, that we are too old, too late, or too far behind to start again. We compare ourselves to others who seem to have everything figured out and convince ourselves that our moment has passed. But the truth is, as long as you are breathing, you have the power to begin again. There is no deadline for transformation, no expiration date on dreams, and no rule that says your past must dictate your future. People often believe that success has a perfect timeline, that if they do not achieve something by a certain age, they are doomed to live a life of mediocrity. But if you look around, you will see countless stories of people who started over at different points in their lives and created something extraordinary. Some found success in their 20s, some in their 50s, and some even later. What they all had in common was the courage to believe that it was never too late. They refused to let society's expectations dictate their destiny, and they embraced the idea that they could rewrite their story at any moment. Every day you wake up is a new opportunity to change your life. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the belief that you can begin again. Often people stay stuck, not because they lack ability, but because they are paralyzed by the fear of starting over. They think about the time they have lost, the mistakes they have made, and the failures they have faced, and they allow these thoughts to convince them that trying again is pointless. But time is never truly lost if we learn from it. The lessons you have gathered from your past experiences are not wasted. They are tools to help you move forward. Every failure has taught you something. Every setback has given you wisdom. And every detour has shaped you into a stronger version of yourself. The biggest barrier to a fresh start is not external circumstances, but internal doubt. People hesitate to start again because they worry about what others will think. They fear the possibility of failing again, or they feel overwhelmed by the journey ahead. But what if, instead of focusing on the fear, you focused on the possibilities? What if, instead of seeing your past as proof of why you can't, you saw it as evidence of why you must? Every great success story begins with a decision, the decision to move forward despite the odds. Life does not wait for the perfect moment to give you a second chance. You have to create that moment yourself. It does not matter if you have failed before, if you have taken a wrong turn, or if you feel like you are starting from zero. What matters is that you have the courage to take the first step. The past cannot be changed, but the future is entirely in your hands. You get to decide what happens next. You get to choose whether you stay stuck in regret or move forward with determination. The most beautiful thing about life is that it always offers us another chance. No matter how many times you have been knocked down, you can rise again. No matter how lost you feel, you can find a new path. And no matter how many years have passed, your dreams are still valid. There's no such thing as being too late. There is only the choice to begin, and that choice is yours to make right now. Pain is not the end, it's a teacher. Too often we see pain as something to be avoided, something that signals the end of joy, success, or hope. When life brings struggles, we instinctively try to run from them, wishing they would disappear. But what if pain is not meant to break us, but to build us? What if, instead of being an enemy, pain is one of the greatest teachers we will ever have? Every person who has grown into their strength, who has found their purpose, or who has created something meaningful has, at some point, walked through deep pain. Pain is the price of transformation, and within it lies the wisdom that no easy moment can ever provide. In life, we all experience pain in different forms. It might come through heartbreak, failure, rejection, loss, or betrayal. Some people let pain define them, allowing it to turn into bitterness, fear, or self-doubt. They see their struggles as proof that they are unworthy, incapable, or destined to suffer. But others take that same pain and use it as fuel to rise. They allow it to teach them resilience, strength, and self-awareness. They refuse to let their suffering be wasted and instead turn it into purpose. The difference between these two kinds of people is not the presence or absence of pain, but the perspective they choose to adopt. Pain forces us to grow in ways comfort never will. When life is easy, we do not question things, we do not push ourselves beyond our limits, and we do not discover the depth of our strength. But when we are faced with struggles, we are given a choice to let them defeat us, or to let them shape us, or to let them shape us. Every challenge carries a lesson, and the more we embrace those lessons, the more we evolve. The strongest people are not the ones who have never suffered. They are the ones who have learned how to turn their suffering into wisdom. They have taken their wounds and transformed them into sources of power. When you face pain, it is natural to ask, "Why is this happening to me?" But the real question should be, "What is this trying to teach me?" Every painful experience carries a message. It might be teaching you patience, strength, gratitude, or self-worth. It might be pushing you to let go of something that no longer serves you, or guiding you toward a path you never considered. Sometimes pain strips away everything false in our lives so that we can finally see what truly matters. It removes distractions and illusions, bringing us face to face with our true selves. In that raw, vulnerable place, we discover what we are made of. People often think that avoiding pain will lead to happiness. But the truth is, real happiness comes from growth, and growth comes from struggle. The most beautiful transformations happen when we rise from our darkest moments. The caterpillar must go through the painful process of transformation before it becomes a butterfly. A diamond is formed under intense pressure. A warrior is made through battle. Your struggles are not proof of your weakness. They are proof that you are in the process of becoming something greater. No one chooses pain, but everyone has the power to decide what they will do with it. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. You can let it make you bitter, or you can let it make you wise. The choice is always yours. When you shift your mindset and start seeing pain as a teacher rather than an enemy, you reclaim your power. You stop running from challenges and start learning from them. And most importantly, you realize that pain is not where your story ends. It is where your greatest transformation begins. Your belief in yourself is your greatest power. In a world filled with opinions, expectations, and doubts, the one thing that will determine your success is not external validation, but the confidence you have in yourself. So many people give up on their dreams, not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they lack belief. They allow fear to dictate their actions. Listen to the voices that tell them they are not good enough, and convince themselves that failure is inevitable. But those who achieve great things understand one simple truth. Self-belief is the foundation of every success story. If you do not believe in yourself, no amount of talent, luck, or resources will matter. But if you do, no obstacle will be strong enough to stop you. The world is full of people who doubted themselves and still tried, who felt afraid and still took the first step, who heard no countless times and still pushed forward. Their success did not come from having a perfect plan or never failing. It came from an unshakable belief that they were capable of more. Self-belief is not arrogance. It is knowing your worth even when others do not see it. It is standing firm in your dreams even when the world tells you they are impossible. It is choosing to trust yourself even when the path ahead is uncertain. There will always be moments when doubt creeps in. People will question your abilities. Challenges will make you second-guess yourself. And failures will tempt you to quit. But in those moments, the voice that matters most is your own. If you tell yourself you cannot do it, you will prove yourself right. But if you tell yourself you can, you will also prove yourself right. Your thoughts shape your reality, and the way you speak to yourself determines the actions you take. The greatest limitation is not in your circumstances. It is in your mindset. The moment you start believing in your own potential, you will begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. Many people wait for external validation to believe in themselves. They wait for someone to tell them they are talented, worthy, or ready. But if you wait for permission to believe in yourself, you will wait forever. No one will believe in you until you do. Success is not about proving others wrong. It is about proving yourself right. It is about recognizing that the only approval you truly need is your own. The most successful people in history were not the ones who had everything handed to them. They were the ones who refused to give up, even when no one believed in them. They trusted their journey, even when it was filled with failures. They stayed committed to their dreams, even when no one else saw the vision. Your belief in yourself is what gives you the courage to take risks, the strength to keep going when things get hard, and the resilience to rise after every fall. It is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. When you believe in yourself, you no longer wait for the perfect moment. You create it. You no longer let failure define you. You learn from it. You no longer let fear hold you back. You push through it. No one else can do this for you. No one else can build your confidence, chase your dreams, or fight your battles. It all starts with you. And the moment you decide to truly believe in yourself, you will realize that nothing is impossible. Because the greatest power you have is not in your circumstances, your resources, or your skills. It is in the unshakable belief that you are capable of achieving whatever you set your mind to. Rise not despite struggles, but because of them. Too often we see struggles as something that holds us back, something that keeps us from reaching our full potential. We wish for an easier path, a life free of obstacles, and a journey without setbacks. But what if struggles are not meant to stop us, but to shape us? What if the very things we see as challenges are actually the stepping stones to our greatest success? The truth is, struggles are not barriers, they are fuel. Every difficulty you face is building you, making you stronger, and preparing you for something greater. Life does not test the weak. It tests those who have the strength to rise. Every time you face hardship, you are being given an opportunity, not to break, but to grow. When you struggle, you learn resilience. When you fail, you learn perseverance. When you are rejected, you learn self-worth. Every setback carries a lesson, and those who rise are the ones who choose to learn from it. The strongest people in the world are not the ones who never fell. They are the ones who fell and got back up, over and over again. Think about the most inspiring stories in history. They are never about people who had an easy journey. They are about those who faced incredible odds, who suffered losses, who were told they could not make it, but they refused to give up. They did not rise despite their struggles. They rose because of them. Their hardships gave them strength. Their failures taught them valuable lessons, and their pain became their motivation. Without struggle, there is no growth. Without pain, there is no progress. Without adversity, there is no greatness. Struggles force you to dig deep, to find the strength you never knew you had. They push you beyond your comfort zone, forcing you to become more than you ever thought possible. In moments of struggle, you discover who you truly are, not when everything is going well, but when everything is falling apart. You learn what you are capable of, you develop resilience, and you gain the wisdom that only challenges can teach. The fire of struggle burns away doubt, weakness, and fear, leaving behind only strength and determination. Many people allow struggles to define them in a negative way. They see their failures as proof that they are not good enough, their challenges as signs that they should quit, and their hardships as reasons to stop trying. But struggles are not meant to be excuses. They are meant to be motivation. They are reminders that you are on a journey worth fighting for. Every struggle you endure is proof that you are pushing forward, that you are growing, that you are evolving. The only way to fail is to stop trying. As long as you keep moving, no matter how slow, you are still on the path to success. There will always be moments when life tests you, when you feel exhausted, when you wonder if it is worth it. But in those moments, remind yourself why you started. Remind yourself that struggle is not a sign of failure, it is a sign of progress. Every challenge you overcome makes you stronger. Every obstacle you face builds character, and every hardship you endure adds to your story. The world does not remember those who never struggled. It remembers those who struggled and still rose. You are not meant to rise in the absence of struggle, but because of it. Your pain, your failures, your challenges, they are not stopping you. They are preparing you. Every time you rise after falling, you are proving that you are unstoppable. And one day you will look back at all the struggles you faced, not with regret, but with gratitude, because they made you who you are meant to be. Your greatest comeback in life is not about proving others wrong, nor is it about erasing the struggles of your past. It is about proving to yourself that you are stronger than every setback, wiser than every failure, and more capable than every doubt that ever tried to hold you back. Every challenge you have faced was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to transform you. Every rejection, every disappointment, and every painful moment has been shaping you into the person who is ready to rise. The path to success is never easy. It is filled with obstacles, failures, and moments that test your strength. But the difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck is not talent, luck, or circumstances. It is belief. It is the belief that you can start again. The belief that pain is a teacher. The belief that struggles are fuel. And the belief that your story is far from over. Your comeback begins the moment you decide that your past does not define you. It begins when you stop waiting for the perfect moment and create one instead. It begins when you realize that every setback was a setup for something greater. You have everything within you to rebuild, to rise, and to create a future that is even better than the one you imagined. So, stand tall, trust yourself, and step forward with the unshakable belief that no matter what life throws at you, no matter how many times you fall, you will always rise again, because your greatest comeback is not ahead of you. It begins right now.